Hey guys, so this is the second match in the Low Elo Legends um number 19 bracket 3 the Swiss round. So this is the second match in the Swiss phase. There was bans, so that's why I'm playing French. Um and I'm playing against Quarfelberg. And so just to explain a little bit about the tournament, the Swiss phase is just refers to players playing against each other, kind of just like a setup free kind of a way. And the players with the best record after those 4 rounds advance to the final phase. The top 8 players advance to the final phase. Um, and so, yeah, this is the second match. If we see on Quarfelberg here, it'd be kind of nice if we kind of compare here. I do like this setup. So, he's got 8 on food. I've got 8 on food, and we're both going to switch to gold here probably shortly. If you check out our vision and his vision, he's got 2 scouts out, and he's got a good probably quarter of the map scouted right now, and we're maybe a little bit more than a quarter. But it looks like we're both kind of hitting the same spots here. So, kind of mistake on my part, I guess, not going up the middle and wrapping around there. I probably should have gone up the middle and wrapped around. Probably would have been a little bit better on the sheep collection. He's got a nice pickup here. He's got 6 sheep. And we have 5 and 3. So we have 8 sheep. We do spot his gold. We can see that we're 8. He's 8 on food, 3 on gold. And we're the same. So we still have the same build order. Still working on polishing my French. As you guys saw in the match that I had for the Red Bull, one that my French definitely needs a little bit of polish still, and I think I kind of do the same mistake here and going a little bit too heavy on wood. I probably should have analyzed my first game that same day as French to correct those errors, and I didn't. So I'm sending over 1 to wood now, and he's also got 1 over on the wood now too. Let's reveal map all. Yeah, so he's got 1 on wood as well. And you can tell we're pretty much. I actually have maybe a little bit faster on the villager timing, just like 2-3 seconds, 5 seconds. I started 7 seconds after I could first afford, and he started 5 seconds after he could first afford. So we have pretty much the same timing for age up, and we'll kind of see where the build starts to vary here. So one difference is we've got 3 on food, or now we have 4 on food, and 3 on wood, and he's got 4 on food, 2 on wood. Let's see where his next villager comes out to. Looks like his next villager goes on to food, and he's dropping a mill right now. He's gonna have 6 on food, 2 on wood. So yeah, that's where I definitely messed up on the last one. I'm sending like 4 on the wood when it looks like other French players are usually leaving just 2 on the wood. Max 3. The other player we played against went up to a total of 3. So he's getting vision in the middle here. We've got good overall vision, and I got plenty of sheep. So yeah, this is where that big difference on resource collection is. He's got double on food right now compared to me, and I've got 6 on wood, which is not going to be useful for pumping out a knight for harass. Get his wheelbarrow going, and we don't have our mill up. He reached feudal about 4 seconds after, but his build's a lot more refined. He's got wheelbarrow going. We don't have wheelbarrow going. And It looks like we're now rallying to food. And after, so yeah, he's got 6 on wood now, but that's because he pulled the villagers from school of cavalry onto there. And you can tell just in terms of unit production, he's building a knight right now. There's one in Q. Okay, so the number in the top left is the Q number, I believe. Yeah, and there's the produce number at the bottom right. So he's got, and we do not. That's a pretty big difference. And we're dropping a tower, and we're dropping a blacksmith. So, um, definitely a bit of a mistake on my end. We definitely could have had um, a little bit cleaner infrastructure here. And in this process, where we had a lead on villager count, now he's got a villager lead, a lead on villagers. So because we didn't go enough on our food here, we do lose that slight villager lead that we had. So that's an interesting little note that that we didn't we didn't keep up on basically. And we're sending our knight out to go raid, and at this point we're even on the knight numbers. And I pulled my guys off of wood to drop a tower here. And we lose a villager, which definitely sucks. And compared, he's got 26. So we go idle like a whole bunch. And he's got a 5 villager lead. So there's where a bunch of mistakes are on my end. Um, Overcommittal to wood collection while aging up instead of food. So I could have knights coming out. And definitely the villager idle time. Look at that. Just a little bit of idle time, and there's a big difference now. A 6 villager difference. Now we lose 1 villager to a raid, and probably a second one as well. We lost to a raid. Um, Here to pull those villagers off a stone. He's got in the back of our base here. And he's coming up again. The stone collection. And we fall back when we should have just raided. Forward. He picks off another villager. Now he's got an 8 villager lead. So the idle time that I had on my TC, plus losing 2-3 villagers to the raids, has come out to be really costly. So we're able to pick off a villager or two, but now he's got 3 knights. We have 3 knights here too. We have more knights than him actually at this point, but we're not applying our pressure properly. And we got these knights up around the side here that idled his gold. So again, not staying here and committing to this fight was probably a pretty big deal. We definitely could have done that. He pulls these knights to deal with these guys because he has to keep his gold production going. We lose that knight, which is unfortunate. But we're messing up our micro because look, we had enough knights to contest this stone collection, and we don't. And now he's dropping a TC, and now he's going to pull way ahead because he's already 7 villagers ahead. And now he's going to start pulling way ahead of us economically. We're not going to be able to keep up with it. We only have 2 scouts back here, so we can't really do much. And at this point, I just fall back. I didn't realize that I had more knights than him during this first part. So I could have definitely competed there and contested. And with all this extra wood that I was floating, I could have pulled a villager up and dropped a tower up on that stone to really concrete it. And pull these knights back to pick up this scout. But we're trying to play kind of defensive now, but he's pulling way ahead of us now. Eco is going to start exploding. There's only a 6 villager difference right now, but it's going to start getting pretty pretty apparent the eco advantage he's gonna have. So we're coming back in with these knights, 5 of them. He's getting chivalry, which is gonna be good because he's got 2 of these guys that are pretty much dead. So all this extra idle time, this time not using these knights was pretty bad. A knight over here could have been, knight over here, knight over here. Um, the big thing was not fighting the stone. I think when I had that chance by running from those 3 knights, I had more knights coming on the way, and it's a little bit of mismanagement. I think it's just because I'm not comfortable with French yet, and what I'm doing in terms of macro. Um, like I don't have a plan for macro. I'm trying to save up wood for a TC, and I've got 3 villagers on the stone. I'm rallying more villagers on the stone, um, and it's just definitely kind of on the back foot and dealing with him. In terms of knight numbers, we're pretty much the same here. So we do a good job of raiding here. But again, even though we kill 3 villagers here, he still has a 5 villager lead. So we're just kind of maintaining status quo right now against these guys. We definitely should have turned on this knight 100%. And we react a little bit too late. This fight would have been unfavorable. He's got 6 knights to our 5. Um, but we could have come in here. We could have kept raiding here. We're in his base. He's not in ours. So we had opportunities to keep raiding here, and we just didn't take them. And just a bad play. And now the villager difference is at 6 right now, but it's going to keep growing, I'm sure. Back in our base, we have 4 villagers on stone, so we almost have enough stone to age up. We are walling off a section of the map over here to kind of secure control, as well as up here. And we have 8 knights, so it's comparable to what his knights are. And we're gonna get a good raid here. So we reduced again the villager lead that he has to just +4, especially since he has 2 TC. And he's pushing us hard with these 3 knights, and we're just gonna fall back. Again, this is where I should have rotated up to the gold. And so I guess I am, and he's gonna get a really good pick here. And we react a little bit late, and we lose a knight. And at this point, this mass of 9 knights, and we've got 7, so it's definitely an unfavorable fight for us. So we kind of have to fall back. These villagers mining stone, definitely stopped mining. It wasn't necessary at this point. We could drop a second TC. We also could have been dropping. It would have been good to have a barracks going. So we're able to repel this. We have 8 knights, and he's got 8 knights, but they're pretty weak. So I definitely could have committed to pushing there a little bit more. And he's got knights in production. He's got a second stable up, so that's another thing too. I never really developed my infrastructure. I have enough also wood and stone for a second TC, and we're not dropping it. So these villagers here should be dropping a TC. They're just going up to build a wall. And our knights are going up to over and to raid. And we didn't see that he was rotating on this food on this deer over here, so that would have been a really good equalizer here if we had seen those. If we go to our vision here, and see, that's another thing about having a scout in your army. It definitely helps. We're distracted down here, covering our troops. We are starting to build a second TC, but yeah, we missed that. these villagers here, and they're dropping towers now because he did see that coming up. So we're gonna get a couple kills here. And we're gonna raid down that gold, but he's kind of pushing us here. And now we're losing a bunch of villagers. We don't have enough tower space to garrison. And militarily, he's starting to pull ahead of us. Now he's got 12 with 3 in production. So he must have a third stable. Or he just got 2 queued in a single one. And villager-wise, now he's pulled 20 villagers ahead. So missing this because we didn't have a scout with that army is pretty big. Half the reason we don't have a scout is because we don't have a stable up. We're just producing from our school of cavalry as fast as we can. And he is kind of burning down this over here. That's okay. He's got enough garrison space for these villages pretty much. He's got 11 knights back here. And so over here, we noticed that he's got these villagers. Finally, we noticed, but we come in, but we knew that his knights were on the way here, so we figured we weren't going to be able to do too much. We do pick off, I think, one villager. Yeah, and then we just have to fall back here. We only have 8 knights, and he's got a scout and 10 knights. Get cut up on those trees, unfortunately. So we're kind of able to escape there. But behind this, you know, his eco is pulling ahead even more. He still has that 20 villager lead. And this has been sustained 20 villagers for a while. So we're finishing well enough up here. But there's not going to do much. And we're finally, you know, we finally have our second GC going. But it's way later than him. And we're finally getting one stable going. And a second stable going. He has for military production a stable, getting a market. He's got his blacksmith upgrades for the blacksmith. He doesn't have any upgrades on this blacksmith, which is actually surprising. We do have our melee defense upgrade. So we've got 9 here, and he's got 10. So it's a winnable fight if we can fight under our towers for sure. And we just gotta start cranking out knights. The big thing is this villager difference at 20. So we need to start equalizing with some raids somewhere, and we haven't done it. We also know that we don't have enough garrison space, and we haven't invested in more towers or getting stone to upgrade these towers. So these villagers we're collecting up here. They're going to drop towers. He's getting his eco and his missile upgrades, missile defense upgrade, which is good. And he's got 14 knights that are just going to torch this down super fast. And we can age up here. I think that's what we were looking to do. And it looks like that's what he was also looking to do. I don't know if he has yet. No, he hasn't yet. So maybe he's still buying down food. But militarily, we're close, but he's got 50% more. And we're aging up with the Royal Institute. A little bit greedy. I probably should have gone Guild Hall. We're gonna finish repairing. We're gonna repair that wall real quick. We probably should have just walled up here. It's something I definitely regret not having that wall up a little bit faster. I was wanting to get up to castle as soon as possible to start dropping stone walls as well, so I can really shut down these raids from happening. Again, militarily, you can see he's just full production. He's got 16 going to 19, so he's gonna have double my military here shortly. And not having that second TC out early enough, missing some opportunities with the military to contest, losing my villager advantage that I had. So, you know, this is a fight that we have to kind of fall back on. We got to pull our villagers, we got to idle. And we have basically 4 stables to his 2. So we should be able to catch up in terms of military. but we need the eco to do it as well. And we are not producing any army. So right now, um, all of our uh, all of our food is gone, and this was kind of shitty. We were coming up to go raid, and we just ran into them, and we lose 3 of our guys, which is pretty big because we had 50%, and we were working with like a 50% force compared to his, but now we're a lot smaller now. So the contest with these 5 knights is not going to be very feasible. We are getting our knight upgrade, and it comes through, but we still can't be taking this fight directly. So we're just going to kind of run around and let him get kind of shot up. But now you can see the villager differences is pulling ahead. It's 25 now, and we don't have very good food production. He's starting to age up. These villagers are idle, and they need to start collecting food somewhere. He does have a scout on the sheep, which is a smart move. If I expand out, and militarily, he's got almost up to 20 knights. He's gonna have 21 here shortly, and we're not building any more military. So again, we're building these walls, which is fine, but we really needed more walls. Perhaps over here to close off the side properly. Scout gets picked off over here. We see he's getting infrastructure out here on the middle of the map. He's collecting the boar, and he has aged up, so he's going to get his upgrades. Our tech advantage is gone, and now he's got a big military advantage. We've got still six knights. He gets the same upgrades as me. I wonder if he went with yeah, he does go with the Royal Institute, and at this point, please start making. There we go. We got 2 knights in production, which is good, which is something. So our eco is finally kind of stabilized enough where we can get going. You can see the huge difference, though. He's now at 30 villager difference, 33 on food. We got 23 on food, 24 on wood. He's got double the amount on wood, and more than double the amount on, almost 3 times the amount on gold. So you can tell that eco-wise, the second TC being so late has drastically affected us. And we had a chance to stop it, that stone production early, and we just kind of fail. He's got 20 knights here, and we got 9. So this is not going to go well at all. They got 230, we have 310. Once this comes through, he's going to probably engage us. 100% should have pulled one of these berry villagers to repair this wall. If we had repaired that wall, it would have slowed him down just a little bit. And he's just going full upgrades. He's getting more upgrades. So this was and he's still got a 30 villager lead, so it's not looking good for me at this point because he's had a consistent villager lead for about I don't know, like almost 10 minutes now. I'd say a full 10 minutes, so that's definitely adding up a lot, and you can tell that I refuse to build more army. So we got 600 food. I might have been saving up to try to get upgrades, but I needed to be just cranking out these knights. I only have 8 on my gold as well, which is kind of a mistake. We definitely need more on gold. We're trying to stabilize this economy, and there's a lot of time to repair this wall. There's a ton of time to repair this wall, so that's something that should have happened a while ago. And look, he's going to come through and raid again. And yeah, we do notice, but it's way late. And he's got 20 knights here, another 8, so he's got 28 knights. We got 12. Try to take this fight a little bit here, but they're the same age as us. We have a little bit better upgrades, but he's got the charge bonus upgrade, so we really don't have better upgrades. We're going to try to get a charge in here on his back. Now, these towers don't have springholds, so at this point, once we lose those towers that quickly, we're starting to build some production, but hardly any. These villagers that have garrisoned here should pop out and start mining the gold. Oh, definitely a bunch of mistakes in terms of repelling this attack, and in general, the French play is still pretty sloppy on my part. I have a lot of fine tuning to do, I think. Um, and yeah, it's definitely some big errors on my part. So yeah, second TC is down. He's got a full 50 villager lead at this point. Um, yeah, so real rough. And I pretty much knew that it was game over at this point. I was just trying to hold out, but these knights don't take hardly any damage to these towers. Kind of see that their health bar doesn't really move. There's none of them really getting beat up here. We finally sent a villager to build this wall. Way later than it needed to be. He's got a Treb coming out. He's got Arbaletiers coming. So yeah, it was 100% over. I'd almost say 10 minutes ago when I didn't commit to certain things properly, but did okay in some aspects, in some of the raids in the early game, and then there's just a lot of big mistakes, and that feudal transition is pretty important. I feel like making sure you're rallying only 2 onto wood and the rest onto food is pretty huge, and to rotate villagers over onto wood afterwards. Get that knight presence. I wanted to get a Wololo on these guys. It almost never happens. I don't have enough villagers, knights to really protect the monks, so it was kind of like my last hope, I guess, to try to stabilize would have been get this Wololo on these 20-ish knights, but definitely didn't happen. So good match by our opponent Quarfelberg, and so that was the second round of the Swiss. The Swiss series, or the Swiss part of the Low Elo Legends, and this was the third round of the Swiss phase of bracket 3. So we're going against Rise of Patience. He's playing Roos, which is a matchup I absolutely hate to go against, and I'm still trying to figure out how to win against it. And yeah, it's on Highview, so I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do for my build. To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I really should come up with a proper game plan for each civ, counter civ as Mongols, and then kind of go from there. I have kind of an idea for against Abbasid and against China and against England and against Delhi. Against Rus, I'm always still trying to figure out what I'm going to do, I feel like, in the last minute. So even against Abbasid and China, it can be really dicey. And HRE as well, there's a couple options, so I have to kind of concrete that a little bit better. So we collect a little bit of wood here. We get up to 100, and we're just scouting with our 1 con, and we're just wanting to collect sheep and stuff. I should have been killing these deer. Bad habit not killing those. And he's got 6 on food, 2 on wood. And where's he rallying to? He's rallying to food. And so he's killing these deer. He's got a wolf over there. This scout's got a sheep, and he's pulled 1 wolf. This guy is taking out over there, and we were just trying to pick up sheep with my con, and just totally failed. We're not picking up any sheep. We're not going where he hasn't gone already. Yeah, pretty much he's gone that. And the thing is, he's getting all these the hunts, and we haven't denied hardly anything for hunts, and we were just trying to pick up sheep. So it 100% failed. Kind of my strat or the opening was just to pick up sheep and don't worry about the hunts, just because the con kills the hunts so slowly. So kind of unfortunate there, but just a bad bad decision. It was bad strat out the gun like that. And then I was trying to build a tower here on this boar, and he spots me and he aggroes this boar on us. So this is pretty big. But we were able to save our villager, thankfully. Just barely gets out of aggro range. I'm gonna drop this outpost. Uh, and we are out of wood at this point. Oh, we should have started rallying some villagers onto wood. Okay, here we go. And we're gonna get our age up going soon. He has started to age up here. He's tapping up with 6 villagers. 4 on wood, food, 4 on wood. And 6 on the Golden Gate is pretty unexpected. I'm actually pretty surprised he had that many on there. So we're sending this villager back to help collect wood. We did go Silver Tree, kind of an ambitious play. It is high view, so I do enjoy going Silver Tree on this map. But our build gets a little wonky here. So since we're going for this Silver Tree, we're gonna be a little bit low on wood if we do produce traders. We're bringing our con back over. You can see our vision. We haven't spotted. So it's 4 minutes and we haven't spotted the whole map. And if I did go with that kind of strat with the con to kind of scout up and pick up as much sheep as I can, I 100% should have scouted the map fully instead of just doing pretty much the borders of the map, because I don't know where the next boar is at. I see he's burning down this, but I wasn't too overly concerned. And I'm able to garrison my con, aggro the boar. And his scouts both get away with minimal life. I was kind of worried the boar was going to keep aggro, but he didn't. Now he's pulling his villagers over here. You can tell we have enough to drop a tower. So I think the big thing is we didn't know where the boar was. We didn't do a good job scouting. And we're dropping our archery range over here, but it's too late. We're reacting too late to this boar. So he's going to get this boar. Now he does lose 1 villager, which isn't end of the world. And we do spot that he's got this going, but he's dropping this wooden fortress, and now it's basically secured now with that wooden fortress there. We are pick off. I think we do pick off this 1 scout. Oh, we messed up. Okay, we do pick him off. Okay, and then I stay and fight this scout. I thought he was going to be able to win. I forget the con doesn't do like hardly any damage, but he takes a ton of damage from the scout for whatever reason was using torches against me. So if I had just ran away, dodged 1 shot, would have traded good there, but we didn't do it right. And he's now kind of safe collecting this boar. So we're setting up our trade over here. We do have our military kind of setting up. We have the stable. We're getting the upgrade for the horsemen. Blacksmith. We are producing mangadite. What we wanted to do was start raiding heavily and push him off of this boar and shut it down. So that's kind of what we were going for. And he's building early knights. So, and he's also building 2 ranges. So this is going to be a good comp to fight us, and almost actually any comp. It's a really good comp is knights and archers. So he's sending the knight over, and we're sending these horsemen over to kind of see what we can see. And we do find out that, we did aggro this here. We figured since he's got that boar up there, we're going to kill this boar and use these 8 villagers to start harvesting that boar up there. And we're just going to start rallying our army here. And he's got a horseman, a knight, and he is producing one archer. In comparison, um, where we've got 2 horsemen and a scout. So militarily, the armies aren't big yet. I'm dropping this tower just in case. He's going to push us, which happens quite often. It also gives our speed boost units. And we're harvesting this boar. And I wonder if I have Mangadite elsewhere. Or do not. It's just that one. So behind this, he's got a pretty decent army. He's got 1 archer garrison in there, so it's always firing, which is a smart move. And he's got 2 horsemen and a knight. So I come up with this army of 7 because it's a good force to kind of harass here. And we see he's got horsemen and knights. We just pull back. We're not going to contest it with a small force on the tower like that. Not going to be a good move. What we could have done is rotated around the side. 100% brought the fight to somewhere else. Stuff is something that could have been. And we kind of mess up with our Mangadai here. This Mangadai shouldn't have pulled back that far. He could have came up and started harassing. We could have been harassing the lines here and left this on an island. That's probably would have been the smarter move, is just to keep harassing this cav force. Don't get caught out. And I think we were running up and scouting and seeing if we could flank around the side there. Yeah, I'm building Mangadai. We got plenty of horsemen. Militarily, we've got 15 units, and he's got 13. So we're pretty even on the military count. But the thing is, yeah, he's getting real entrenched down here, and he's dropping a second TC. So that's a big difference here. He's falling behind this build with his, and he also raises and he finds a boar here, which sucks because we lose villagers, and the tower was already a little bit weakened. We are able to find his gold here, and we raid it. Since he was making knights, we figured that his gold was in production, so we're able to kill those 2. And we're gonna burn down this mining camp. We had a pick on these archers. He does starting to produce spearmen, so that's starting to get painful. But we just fall back from that army that we could have held and fought. We lose all of our villagers here, so we lose 8 villagers. So that's pretty big. So our eco's at 25, and his eco's at 32, and he just got up to second TC. So this is probably that raid, and this pivot onto second TC is probably where the game is over at this point. Rus is so strong economically early to kind of come back from that deficit without a second TC of my own, without this trade going. This look is pretty unlikely. And we're also transitioning to pastures. We still had deer. We still had deer here. He has a scout out here checking though, so again, rotating to that would have been a little bit tough. And he's doing a really good job scouting the map. If you look at his screen, yeah, he's doing a really good job of scouting the map. And he's starting to wall off this other side as well. So, good plays, safe plays. And having a couple spearmen at home are keeping us from raiding with his cav force. We do find the second TC here. And we're just burning down this house just for pop cap space. These horsemen, unfortunately, kind of got lost in the mix. We lose one of them. We're able to pull back one of them. But we have basically 4 or 5 Mangadai. And we're not going to deal with this. We could age up at this point. I think that's what we were looking at doing. We run back. And unfortunately, we are walled in by the time we come back here. So we see this, and we're just trying to burn down this gate as quick as we can. Yeah, he's gonna out heal us in that sense. He's getting walls across his front here. So he's doing a really good job of closing off the points of attack for him. And he's got 30 military, and we've got 14. So we are tapping up. We're aging up with the curl tie. Again, we're acting like we're trading, but we're not even trading yet. So I don't know, kind of a mistake on our part. He does have vision on the trade up here, so you know, little things. We definitely could have been trading though. I mean, he had vision down here, so even if we had tried to force the trading, that would have helped us because he wouldn't have been able to sit back with his army. He would have had to push forward, and with Mangonite, we can probably deal with his cav a little bit, and we're also it's kind of like a second TC tree. A little bit takes a little bit later for return of dividends, but we've got 34 eco. He's probably got like 50. Yeah, he's got 50 eco. So there's a pretty stout difference right now, and it's just growing. So we're able to get an okay raid here. We could kill 2 villagers, and at this point I should have pulled these horsemen back. Okay, we are. They do get a little bit hit by the spearmen. We do lose 1 horseman, and he's kind of harassing us up here. He's got a spearman, 2 knights, 7 horsemen, 13 archers. But at this point, holding this was going to be pretty tough. Not have much of a force to do it. We were going to rotate under here. It sucks that we got this guy's walled in and we couldn't burn our way out fast enough. It was already empty, so I wasn't worried about losing it. I think, yeah, we had a villager coming over here to build another one already. And, yeah, we're just trying to hold here a little bit, but we have made double produced knights, which is going to be kind of helpful. And he's looking to age up here shortly. So we're going to take these knights, but he's already finished that that boar, and he's transitioning him over to probably these deer back here. Yeah. Yeah, so he's already moved those over. He does bring this cav force over to the silver tree. We are starting to trade. And it's a little bit unfortunate on the timing here. Again, I could have done a better job of getting more vision out on the map. If we had rotated onto our food of these deer plots instead of dropping pastures, we would have had enough to do so. And we're gonna lose a few horsemen here because horsemen are there. Finds this next Uvu and is burning it down. So kind of unfortunate there. And again, we're gonna bring these Mangonite over to kind of deal with it. But our horsemen kind of harass force back here has been pretty messed up. We don't have any good amount of troops here. And Mangonite here, we're gonna start, you know, peppering these horsemen. He could probably turn on us. And I don't think he does. Playing a little bit of a dangerous game, staying this close. Wasting our knights going over here. Oh, they're gonna take out the scout, I guess. But see, this is the thing. If we had been trading, he would have been forced to push with these cav forces against us, and we could have done we could have been picking them off. You know, the food production. These traders are bringing back also 163 gold. So, yeah, this is 8 pastures. Even if it's just 2, so let's say 6 of these pastures, 300, 900 wood. So that could have been a second TC. That could have been a GUR. That could have been 9 towers along here. So there's a lot of resources that we invested in those pastures early. So definitely not going for those early foods around the map was kind of a mistake. Militarily, I think he could have pressed us, but it would have put him in a little bit more uncomfortable spot. But now he's kind of pulling ahead away from us. We got 45 eco. I'm guessing he's around 65. Yeah, 67. So his difference in villages is just growing at this point. And we are starting to trade, but it's not going to be enough to get us back in this game with that much of a difference. He does get this tower up, which is a good move, and he's trading onto this gold. And we are kind of raiding his wooden fortress up here with our knights, so we're getting a little bit of income. and he does a really good job of just grabbing that right under our nose, and we realize a little late. And this guy's got stunned off of the spears. So we pull back our knights. We got a decent nice knight force. Um, we got our Mangudai force, so we're trying to come up here and pressure a little bit and trying to take control of the map again. But the big thing is he's running off of a much stronger eco than us. Militarily, we got 22, and he's got 36. So he's got a little bit of a military and definitely a lot of an eco lead. Traders are still on 4, so that was a little bit of a mistake. We are trying to drop more towers here to defend this. Should have pulled another villager off of food maybe and keep building over there. Yeah, and we're still investing into these pastures because now we're kind of committed in here. So definitely a little bit of a mistake. And we see he's got a mangonel, which kind of changes how we have to play this. Because you want to be able to kind of snipe that mangonel with the cav. And so we just kind of have to fall back. And he does a really good job of realizing the situation here and just keeping the pressure on us with that mangonel. Have to fall back out of mangonel rage basically constantly. So the big thing is if we can take out these spearmen, unfortunately they get 2 of our Mangudai there, which kind of sucks. But we try to raid from behind with these cav units. And so we do take out that Mangonel, which was really nice. And we do have more Mangudai here, but we needed to pull these Mangudai back. There we go. Which is pretty good. And we are just trying to burn our way through this gate. Again, it's just taking so long to burn through. It would have been good to get an upgrade. And then he sends a raiding force up here and it shuts down our trade. So again, issue of going so heavy on pastures. We went Silver Tree. We should have been establishing a tower system network up there, and we don't. And again, we get caught out again here. And we're just kiting back. I mean, we're killing a few here and there, but it's... I think we're going to have to... Yeah, we have to pull these guys back there. And our trade's been basically shut down. We are trying to send traders down to the south. And he's committing all of these villages to repairing this gate. And at the same time, he's got another mangonel. So I mean, it's still, we're still kind of in it, but it's just an appearance really, because we got 50 eco, he's got 85. So things are just getting to increasingly weaker. So he's got a spearman here, and it's so close to burning down this gate, and we don't get it, and we just have to fall back. There's just too many spearmen to lose those knights. It wouldn't have been worth. And again, these Mangudai were idle. They could have gone up there and raided and stopped those guys doing this. Also, these Mangudai, over here helping these knights push. A couple of Mangudai would have shot all of those villagers. So it would have been a different ball game there too if we had rotated our army over. So having these guys idle and not using them was a pretty big mistake. We are able to pick up one of the relics. So he doesn't get all 5, but he does get 4. There's 3. There should be one more. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's one more somewhere. Might just be carried by someone. Anywho. Oh, I guess I got 2. So 3-2. Okay. So it wasn't too bad in terms of the spread of relics. We didn't lose all of them, but he does have a majority. And we do have finally a villager starting to, spread tower creep. Finally, we're getting one at the end point, and that's going to spot out this scout for us, which has been there all game, and we haven't realized it. And now he's coming up with this keep drop. And our army is over here trying to burn through. Going to get sniped by a spring ult. And yeah, we're just way out of place. We have a really good mass of Mangudai here. Again, he didn't realize. I thought his Mangudai was going to come online a little bit faster. And we pull our Mangudai way too far back, so that's a misclick on my part. But the knights come in, and they charge, and they kind of miss. So kind of wrong place, wrong time situation. And yeah, these knights are still over here. We burned through the wall, but he just builds more walls. You guys are just getting picked apart by the spring. So this is just bad decision, bad tactics. Losing, not committing my knights over here to this fight. I'm getting keep dropped. This should be my priority. Not trying to shut down his gold, which clearly doesn't matter to him. He has relics, so he can live off of that for a little bit. He has this front gold, so it's not like I'm completely shutting that up. And at this point, it's gonna be really rough to hold. Yeah. And the big thing is, I mean, it looks somewhat like holdable, but we have 56 eco. He's got 92, so he's got nearly double our eco. Finally get through here, but it's a really big cost of basically losing a keep drop. And now he's bringing a spearman over here, so we can't hold here anyways. We do decide to raid with our Mangadai a little bit and try to get some kills. We try to block these guys from going into these this tower if possible. But again, this is at the cost of our base. So we kill a lot of villagers. He's down to 80, yeah, 80. So he loses like 15 vills here. It's good, but it's not end of the. It's not that strong. But we come over here, and we're going to take down these gold vills, which I guess is pretty nice. But again, it doesn't matter what we do to his base. We could kill all of his villagers right now. We don't have anything to deal with his army up front. And a day and $1 short, we're dropping towers that are, even if to get the springald upgrades is going to take a long time. These guys have cleaned out these gold villagers, pretty much all of them, so we could have been rotating them here to the back. It was a juicy raid to the back over here, but we lost like probably three Mangadai more than we needed to by sitting there, and not pulling. We sacrificed these production buildings, so in a sense, we sacrificed them so he could. And he's attacking our north here on the side where we were trying to build a tower network, and we only got one tower up. So villagers never built this GUR, so they're long distance gold mining. It's not a huge deal because we got plenty of gold. Where is our Kurotai? Oh, there's the Kurotai, okay. We pull him back, but we sacrifice those buildings to just kind of slow him down a little bit. We're bringing in knights again to shut down this front eco, but this is where the real eco is at the back here. So, I mean, we're slowing him down. We're distracting push timing a little bit. We definitely could have pulled some villagers and burnt this down. It's just kind of a long run here, so I didn't want to risk it. We are getting springolds up, but there's no army to protect this. We're finally building stables. So reacting, and too late of reactions. So villagers are still long distance gold mining, which is really bad. And at this point, we could tech up. We got 4K food in the bank. It's just atrocious because we literally have no unit production going. So, I mean, we're kind of able to hold here, but we're getting pushed back. I knew that behind this, he's just booming his eco like crazy. We're up to 60 eco, and he's up to 90. So yeah, he's had a big eco lead for a while. And these towers are doing okay. They're just, again, too little too late. They're not upgraded. If these were 4 springald towers, this hold is probably held by now, and he's had to fall back. But again, just bad decisions. He's killing us over here. We're trying to get more infrastructure up, and this is infrastructure that should have been up a while ago. We were running off of infrastructure for too long. not making them attack us earlier by committing to gold long distance gold mining. It was just a disaster and a half. So a bunch of mistakes I think I made in this games. Some good things, getting that first boar over here, but then not securing this other one, not producing more infrastructure, not utilizing my silver tree, making and not and going onto those pastures and committing to pastures as early as I did, I think was a pretty big mistake. Uh, that was wood that could have been, 3 towers on the end of at the final market and 3 towers at the silver tree and defended my trade. It could have been towers on their side. It could have been more military buildings. It could have been a whole nother TC. So there was a lot of wood that I used in a bad way. So again, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.